Righto, welcome to the Footy Fanatics, Great Southern Footy Fanatics it is, and we're here with all our brands, our Fluoro Milk, our Ross Faulkner Footies, and of course with the President of the Great Southern Football League, Terry Corcoran, and you'll see the seat alongside me is empty, which means we're going to have a fantastic show because John Griffin is in WA and a long, long way from us, and I think we're all living a very peaceful life. But anyway, Terry, great to have you on board, mate.
Thank you, Michael.
And look, round 3 was an absolute cracker. It was the rivalry round, Anzac games. It was just phenomenal. Lived up to everything.
Great crowds at every game, from what I got. We went to my Ponga on the night, and that was fantastic with their new lights. And Monday night, especially, was a fantastic game. They were rolling out of everywhere around the ground. There was a lot of people there. I think they had a very good night number-wise.
Yeah, well, I went to the Victor Harbour and Counter Bay game on the Saturday night. That was absolutely chockers there. And then go along on the Monday night and it just goes to another level. That Langhorne Creek Strathalbyn rivalry on Anzac Day is something that we just do not mess with, Terry.
It was one of the fastest games I've seen this year.
Oh, gee, it was a very good game of footy. But anyway, let's get into it a bit. It's fantastic that we do this. Also, you would also notice that we're off the Times. We're on the Great Southern Football League Facebook, YouTube. Andrew Batten, want to thank the Secretary of the Great Southern Football League for enabling this platform to continue, and let's hope that everyone in the Great Southern Football League and beyond can get on board, show you really love what we talk about, because we don't talk a lot of sense a lot of the time, but we also appreciate these products that are in front of us, and look, it's just brilliant. And so no, it's going to be terrific, and we're coming into round 4, and the season's already taking shape. You know, when we look at McLaren, how long's it been since Wollonga have had a bit of a touch up like that?
I thought that'd be the closest round of the game of the round, but it was amazing result in the end. The distance between the two sides was amazing. Although I must admit, Wollonga did have some COVID problems. They had 4 or 5 B graders playing on the day, but that's no excuse. You play your best team on the day.
Well, one thing I'll say about Wollonga, when they've got to bring up reserves players. Those reserves players are good enough to play in any A grade team in the comp. So their depth is second to none, always has been. No. So and they're a very well respected footy club. But to get done by 58 points, and went on a lemon round 1 before round 1 and said McLaren and Wollonga are going to play off. Well, it looks like McLaren are setting a very early pace, and they look a fantastic unit. And the other team that I watched on the weekend that I was very impressed with, especially in that first 10 minutes, was in Counter Bay.
Wow, wasn't that quick?
They kicked 6 goals in the first 10 minutes, and they ended up winning by 29 points. Victor Harbour did well to rally back, because it did look like it was going to be a 20-goal flogging there for a bit. But in Counter Bay were very impressive. Ben Davis in particular. Benny, you are playing the best football of your career, and that first 10 minutes was absolute dynamite. They're looking tremendous. Victor still weren't disgraced. They certainly are going to be competitive. And also like Mount Compass, well, they did a job on Goolwa Port Elliot, and they certainly have bounced back. My Ponga Select did the same to Yankalilla, won quite convincingly. And of course we talked about the actual Anzac clash, which was Yankalilla and Strathalbyn, very even at half time, 2 points in it. And then the Hawks, they had a few ins, they've had a few out in the first 2 rounds. They started the season zip 2, and then they come out and after half time, but they had some big ins like Matt Tonkin, they had Caleb Howe, Jared Kellock, who's won 7 best and fairest at the Hawks. They put him up in that pedestal with, which has only got Randall Follett, and everyone knows how great Randall Follett was. So look, at the moment the Hawks certainly bounced back and certainly showed that their best is going to be good enough to play finals time, so we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's go to round 4, Terry.
Round 4 kicks off with Encounter Bay playing my Ponga Selects at Encounter Bay.
Well, this is going to be a really good game. My Ponga Selects are really the side that's improved. I'm not going to budge. They will play finals in 2022 under Rod Mitchell. And what I do like is they've got Levi Proud, who's playing very good football. Their ins have been exceptional, my Ponga Selects. Whitford is another who's playing good. You've got the Ben and Sam Kennedy, the Kennedy boys. They're absolutely tremendous footies. Ogilvy, Gilbert. So they've got a really good mix there. But in Counter Bay, I really like Callum Tonkin, Fraser Tonkin, Hamish Tonkin. Those Tonkin boys have been fantastic for a number of years. Cohen Pettit goes very well on the ball, and then you've got their fantastic forward setup. But what I did like on Saturday, Terry, I don't know if you noticed it, that when it did go into Encounter Bay forward line, Scotty Wendelbourne has probably the best structure behind the footy I've seen. I've watched a few games this year. It was almost impossible for Victor Harbour to get the ball out of the Encounter Bay zone that they had there. They're just so disciplined and they know exactly where to go that they made it very difficult. And the only way it was going to come out of that forward line was either through, it was going to be through a score.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one thing that's got to be watched on Saturday from Oponga Selects, is how they do move the ball when they're bringing it out of defence, and it's going to be very tough.
Well, unfortunately for Rod Mitchell, he had COVID during the week, and he had to watch it on live stream. Fortunately, it was live streamed, and he had a good view of the game, but I'm sure he'll have some plan.
Was he on the phone making all sorts of moves?
He was on there every day.
I bet he was. Okay, Terry, who's your pick?
I think, I'd like to see Naipunga go. I think they'll be very competitive, but I think the Bay will probably win.
Yeah, I think Encounter Bay played their home ground very well, and they're going very well indeed. Okay, what's the next round, Terry?
Yankalilla playing Wollonga.
Yeah, well, the Tigers
are
Tigers are struggling a bit. Demons will certainly fight back, and it should be very interesting, this game. You got to like Jesse Fitzgerald, Jack Fitzgerald, like the Fitzgerald boys. That name is synonymous with the Tigers. But you can probably tell me a bit about Wollonga, because there's a couple of brothers there that are playing good footy, aren't they?
Yes,
the Scott boys.
Scott boys playing good football, and Liam Nye, the Nye boy, he's been very good. He got a couple on the weekend. But I think Wollonga, and they, I can honestly tell you, Wollonga do like playing at Yank. They like the wide spaces on the Yankalilla Oval. So I think they'll probably be better for the day.
Well, they won a premiership there last year, and they played that Yankalilla Oval on that day very well.
Yeah.
There's also Brad Haskett, certainly had a very good game last week as well.
He's in recovery from COVID as well, so he's back and still running very well.
Yeah, there's another Fitzgerald that's going all right, and that's Kaylee Fitzgerald. I sort of about Jesse and Jack a little bit, but Kaylee Fitzgerald's going very well. This is all for Yankalilla. Denver Kerr, he's having a good season. And also Johnny Hinge had a kick on the weekend too, which would have been very good for that young side, and I'm sure Micah James really enjoyed having him on the paddock.
Yeah, I think that Micah's got a game plan, and once the players start getting used to it, I think that they'll start getting some results.
Okay, you tip?
I can't go past Wollonga.
No, I think Wollonga will win this one. Give us another one.
McLaren versus Port Elliot.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard to go past McLaren here, Terry.
Yeah, they're just a very good side. I think, like you said, they'll play in the grand final. I think they've done nothing wrong to make that a silly statement. I think it's a pretty wise one. Yeah,
who's going well for the Magpies at the moment? They've got Wilson King, they've got Fred Nissen, they've got Hayward. Fraser Hayward goes terrific. Great to see Harry Pearce out of Colts.
Yep, he's playing well.
He's going well, and Wilton and Griffiths, and also another one, Kia, Iowa. He kicked a couple of goals on the weekend. He's only at Colt, and this is the one thing I do like what's going on with Michael Kilsby and the Magpies. Yep. At least they might be going down, but they're giving kids some games of footy, and I respect that 100%.
I think Michael's been very good with his selections and who he's putting in there, and I think he's doing it for the future.
Yeah, well, McLaren, you've got Tarek Redagolo, you've got Mackay, you've got Brown, Laurie, Grimley popping up and kicking 4 goals, Merritt kicking 3 goals. So they've certainly got a very good spread there at McLaren. I think McLaren will win.
Oh yeah, right through to the back lines with Kiefer. So he's a very strong and very measly sort of fullback. McLaren, I would have to pick.
Okay, next game.
Mount Compass versus Langhorne Creek at Mount Compass, and that'll be the Happy FM live stream game as well.
Well, this will be a good game. Both sides have sort of had mixed, stuttering starts. Can you say that?
They have, yeah.
But it's at Mount Compass.
At Mount Compass, yep. And both sides are starting to get those COVID problems back, players back, and so forth. So I think they probably will have a fairly competitive game. Yeah,
I do like Clifford, Kellogg back playing footy. We already spoke about him. Jake Dominish, Ben Arban, Troy Blackwell. Hellier, Howe, Alex Cleggett, like he kicked a couple of beautiful long goals. That's when he's at full stride. There's no better footballer to watch when he can kick over 50. So I think the Hawks might get up. I do like the Dogs. Tom Pinion kicking 6 last week.
Yeah, he's back in straps.
Terrific footballer. Really do like the way he goes about it. So
and Thomas Ben Curtis is playing a good game in all the last 3 games. He's been in the best players. So there's some good forward line set up there. Yeah,
Brandon McKenzie, he doesn't quit either. He's a good kid. Adam Hunter leading from the front. And Jordan Hooper is a really good lad who's come up through the games, through the grades. And I reckon Compass, this will go very close, but I think the Hawks will win.
Yeah, after what I saw on Monday night, the speed of the Hawks, and then finally got their team together, I'd have to go for the Hawks.
Okay, as we before we get to the last game, I think it's important that we realise that this is umpire appreciation round.
Yep.
They're copping a bit of a bit of a hiding with the AFL at the moment. You can't show any emotion, so we're very lucky that we've got the director of umpiring in the in our league, and that's Simon Thompson. He's going to join us. So Tomo.
Blowing the siren.
Well, he's blowing the siren and he's coming sprinting in with without his whistle. So good on you, Simon. So thanks very much. So you've got Tomo, Simo, and you've got the great Corker. Yeah, there we go. There you go, mate. Good. Welcome to the role.
Just sort of blow the siren to get the game going.
Yeah. So tell us about it, how's it all going with umpires? Have we got enough numbers?
Yeah, look, we're getting through. We're getting by. Each week we've got a core group of umps that will do double ups. That's the standard. You know, we sort of encourage it, whether it be in the junior colts or senior colts, and do B grade. But most of the time the A grade is well handled by one individual. And this weekend was a challenging weekend. It spread across from we had games on Friday night through to Sunday, Monday. So a longer weekend sort of tests us, but gives a chance for guys to double up.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, look, it's got its challenges like anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely, I say this is character building. Being an umpire, yes, and then being the umpire's coach. I mean, I was running around, and still running around myself. I'm looking at obviously building rapport, building relationships with the clubs, the coaches, and getting out during the pre-season to all the clubs as best I could within the two leagues. I look after two leagues because this combined, Southern Football and Football Balance. So I effectively, you know, want to try and handle, you know, there's 18 coaches, you know, to manage and look after in a way if they've got negativity or feedback and constructive criticism.
Don't worry, you get feedback.
I mean, did I say that? I didn't mean to say that. Did I? So yeah, but you know, like I said, I'm open to it and looking to build the culture within the group and make it fun and enjoyable to get out and get more umpires. Really.
Okay, what rules are you sort of you're getting back, or what feedback you're going that's really causing concern with clubs?
Look, I think the biggest, there's a couple of things I'll talk about rules, but I'll talk about the biggest thing that's been on the agenda is coming down from the AFL, right? From the AFL down,
Yep.
And that is the descent. And the difference in the sense that we don't have that. You know, we aren't playing the 666 anti-density rules. We're not playing the stand for the person on the mark, and we're not looking at really causing grief with dissent. It's really when it's audible, it's demonstrative, you know, it's abuse. That's what we're looking at. We all get frustrated. It's an emotional game. You know, so we're there to facilitate the game.
Common sense.
Common sense umpiring.
Yeah, it's too bad the AFL are going down a different road.
It's a challenge because what people see and then what they come out and see is different. Totally different. So then I'll talk in two other things: is hold the ball and dangerous tackles.
Yep.
So hold the balls. Look, you know, we give them plenty of time to get rid of it. These are past SNFL players. These are your up and coming SNFL players. The pace of the game at our level is a little bit slower. So having a feel, umpires to learn and have a feel for the game. That's why I really want past players to get back involved in footy and take up umpiring. And
Just like you did, Terry.
Encourage him. Yeah, Terry did. He's a role model for that. And in a sense, we've got some umpires in our groups that have come from other clubs who have either played and coached or want to be involved, and that's great. So in holding the ball, we give them plenty of time. Let it delay the whistle, not overreact.
Okay. What's a dangerous tackle?
Dangerous tackle, so that's it. Look at hold the ball and you go, have they tackled the player legally? If they haven't tackled legally, then it's not hold the ball, is it? Right. So, dangerous tackles, you know, we've got some airborne stuff, we've got some arms pinned and then dunked. We've got some slings, they're there in the calibre, but really 2 arms pinned, driven into the ground. These are the things, the severity and the impact that occurs. So my guys and girls, I'm looking at, you know, and I do have one female umpire running around this weekend. In the other panel, not in Great Southern, but we're working towards more. Is that I say, guys and girls, we want to give them the opportunity to manage the game in the best ability, player safety, duty of care. So dangerous tackles are just not on.
Okay, well, thanks very much for that update.
Yep.
Right, okay, do you want to join us for the last round?
Sure,
we're talking about the last game, we're talking about
unbiased, of course, unbiased.
Strathalbyn to Victor Harbour. You're probably umpiring this game.
No, I'm actually down in Encounter Bay, and that's what you probably should have asked me. Encounter Bay and my Ponga game.
Wow, that's the game. But yeah, no, it's best to keep you out of that, because if you pick someone, well then they win, then everyone's going to blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. The Roosters versus Victor. This will be a good game.
This will be a very good game, I think. And at Strathalbyn as well. So, but coming off a win, Strathalbyn, which is good for them. A loss rather. They had a couple of wins, but and Victor have had a very good opening to the season. I think it'll be a very tight tussle. Yeah,
I think you know, like Mark Edwards playing very good footy. Tom Redden, Richie O'Grady, and also one of my favourites, Mark Tucker. And Reid Mahanes, Joel Hodgson, they're going very well for Strath. They played well on the Anzac game. How they recover, probably only having a 5-day break, might be interesting. But what I like from Victor is some of the young blokes. Like I do like Harry Vincent, the way he puts his head over the ball for a young fella. Yeomans is sort of helping those young fellas with his heavy, stronger body around the packs.
Simmons in good form.
Yeah, Reece Bartram
Yep.
is going terrifically well, and Zach Dowling and Jesse McKinnon. So Victor are going very well there. I think Victor could cause. I just think the time lag. I think they'll be in Victor's favour as far as recovery goes. What do you think?
I think I'll go with the home team.
Okay, so you're going with the Roosters.
I'm going to say, look, Simon, Muddy, you've got to fire up the boys on Monday, all right, Strath, to take the win just, but purely because if Victor Harbour do what they did last week in the first quarter, they were pretty much, I'll say, asleep, and I don't mean to be offensive, Crossy, I don't mean to be offensive in that. Take it on board, it's all feedback, but if they can switch on, it'll be a very tight tussle throughout, but I think Strath might just get the nod.
Okay, well, it looks like it's going to be a cracking weekend.
Unbiased,
Really think, and of course, yes, but it's also the umpire appreciation round. Let's show respect for our umps, but we should be doing that every week. And Tomo, thank you very much for joining us on Great Southern Footy Fanatics, and we'll see you all at the footy, and thank you, Terry.
Don't forget the girls on Friday, Saturday and Sunday this week.
Jam-packed weekend.